Jenny and I began dating in 1996, and we were married in 1998. We both wanted to serve the Lord through the ministry of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and we both knew we wanted to also have children. I wanted to have 3, and Jenny wanted to have 4, and of course, Jenny got her wish. In April 2001, we had our first child, and we were blessed with Emma, and she was the love of our lives. We were so enjoying being a family.
Luke was born on July 16, 2003. He was born healthy, full term, about 9 pounds, beautiful baby boy. We couldn't have been more thrilled.
We had a dilemma coming up with a name. We were literally down to the wire in the hospital room, and Kevin was threatening to use the name Skip, which I was not going to let happen. Kevin read the name Luke. When I asked him what it meant, he said light. That's it, I said. Luke Thomas Elliott, a light for the Lord.
Those first couple days, things seemed to be great. Emma actually was gone for part of the weekend to a family wedding that we stayed home, and so it was really Jenny and I and Luke time. And again, he did sleep a lot, but we kind of thought maybe there was something wrong, but we'd also heard that maybe certain kids just do sleep a lot.
On Monday morning, Luke was really jaundiced, and so we, on the recommendation of our doctor, took him back in. When I handed him to the nurse that day, she looked me in the eyes, and I was a little bit emotional and just said, I really am concerned that something's wrong with him, but I don't know what it is. After a few minutes, she came back out and looked at me very gently and just said, I agree with you that something's wrong.
After that Monday night, everything became a blur. It was only a few days, seemed like weeks of time. On Tuesday night, the doctors airlifted Luke to St. Louis Children's Hospital, and so we drove down in the middle of the night, still not knowing what was going to happen. Teams of doctors, they were running all kinds of tests and doing everything they could to control what we discovered was a virus in Luke's body. We would get good news, and then we'd get bad news, and it just seemed like that roller coaster was just continuous.
Wednesday sometime, I met with the head of infectious disease, and she looked at me in the face and said, I want you to know that there's a 50 to 80% chance that Luke will die from this virus. And immediately I heard that there was a 20 to 50% chance that he would live from this virus. And so we just began to cry out to God, and obviously we know God can do the impossible. July 23rd, 2003. Hi, precious. You are 1 week old today. The doctors are doing everything they can for you. And much more importantly, hundreds of people are lifting up prayers on your behalf. You have been such a fighter. We know that the Lord created you for a purpose. Your name means light. We know that your life will be a light for the Lord. He is holding you right now, Luke, in his hands.
During the early hours on Friday morning, we had just gotten good news before that, and so Jenny had finally gone to lay down, and we were both very exhausted physically and emotionally. And then about 4 a.m. I was in the room with Luke, and things just started to go downhill again, and so the nurse came in and just said, you need to really go get Jenny right now. I think we're about to lose him.
We looked in the face of these doctors, and they were, several of them, crying. I remember just tears coming down their face because they were working as hard as they could to save him and help him. And for me, I know somehow God replaced that morning with joy, because I knew that if it was the end, that he was going to be seeing Jesus really soon.
But I definitely remember holding Luke when he took his last breath. And so that was an obvious hard time, definitely low point of my life. Didn't think I'd ever have to do something like that.
July 25th, 5:30 a.m. You died in my arms today, Luke. I don't think there is anything I will ever do in this life that will be harder than saying goodbye to you. Luke, you are a light. I am aching to have you back. Jesus has you now, so I know you're in great hands. I will always love you. There was a lot of wrestling with God, questioning, just more relearning, rebuilding our perception of who he was and who he is and says he is.
I realized that the enormity of what had happened there that I think I've learned to trust in a God that even when I don't know what's going on, that makes God even greater. If we were able to figure everything out, then we would be more on a level plane with God.
Coming out on the other side, I could see that God was indeed who he said he was, that the truths in the Bible were absolutely rock solid. And because of that, my son was experiencing heaven, and we were going to experience the joys of that as well.
There will probably be many other things in life that we'll have to deal with, and that God is big enough for that, and that he will walk us through those things. We live in a fallen world, and so just because we get past one obstacle or one hurdle doesn't mean that that's the only one. We have many more, and that God is growing us up through that and maturing us just so that we can walk through life with him. After Luke went to be with Jesus in 2003, we really had to push past some fears about having more children. And since then, God has blessed us greatly with 2 more healthy, beautiful children. Isaac, our son, was born in 2004. And actually, his name means laughter, and so he definitely does that for our family about every day, brings much laughter to us. And then Annie, our daughter, was born in 2009, and she has been an absolute joy as well, and we cannot believe how God has blessed us with our children.
We have hope in Jesus Christ, and that is what we can say as we walk through this, is that our hope is in him, and because our hope is in him, it's not about us. It's about the glory, his glory, and living this life for his glory and having the hope of eternity. No matter what you're walking through today, whatever situation that you have that seems overwhelming and insurmountable and doesn't seem like it has a solution, that you have to know and believe that God is greater.